Happy Hump Day, everybody. Welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World as we're coming to you with a double dose of the Prime. If in case you missed it earlier, me and the CEO of Prime Sports World, Israel Rivera, did our fantasy football rankings for week number 14 in the National Football League. But today, me and my co-host, Mr. TJ Hopkins, are going to break down some stuff going on in the National Basketball Association. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point. Thank you very much for joining us. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast as we go live basically every single day. TJ, happy Wednesday, man. Happy Hump Day. How are you, buddy?
Happy Hump Day. I'm all right. Went to the gym this morning after a couple days off, so it was much needed. Feel good.
Did you ever get that glutamine stuff I told you about?
No, I forgot to look for it. So you said Myers has it?
Myers does have it, but you can order it on the interwebs as well.
So and my gym is literally right around the corner from a Myers, and they open pretty early. So I'll probably check it out today, see how much it is, and
my advice too is I would Amazon it. It's real cheap on Amazon.
Amazon. All right, good looking out.
But we're not here to talk about TJ's work routine and when he's sore about after a workout. We're here to talk about the National Basketball Association. And it's been a while since we did a storyline episode of the crossover, because last week we did the 600th episode special. We just did a bunch of Go Talks, but today we're going to get into some storylines, including the resurgence of the Brow. If you don't know who the Brow is, that's Anthony Davis. I forgot. I had the. Let me just go back. All right, Resurgence of the Brow. We're just gonna roll it. Anthony Davis is balling right now. I did not include his stat line from the game he left early with the flu. I'm also not talking about the game where they're getting beat down by the Toronto Raptors tonight.
Right now, that's
and he is not playing in that game. And yes, they are getting beat down. But the last 5 games that Anthony Davis started and finished, his stat line looks like this. Against Washington, 55, 17, and 3 blocks. Against Milwaukee, 44, 10, and 3. Portland, 27, 12, and 3. Indiana, 25, 13, and 4. San Antonio 25, 15, and 3. He's currently averaging 28.6 points per game, basically 29, basically 13 rebounds, and basically 2.5 blocks a game. The Lakers in the last 10 games are 7 and 3, although they will lose tonight, and they did lose last night, a game that Anthony Davis left early. They are 10 and 13 on the season. So what do we make of Anthony Davis's play so far this season? And do you think it's just health, or is it something in his mindset that's making him play like this? Or is it something in between?
I think it's a combination of all of that. And for what it's worth, LeBron is also not playing tonight. He is not on the score sheet at all. So it's basically Westbrook and the Island of the Misfit Toys. And
yeah, they're losing. Shocking breaking news. They're
right.
not playing well.
But yeah, it's a combination of all that for Anthony Davis, right? Like, it's also because like he hears the talk, like when he has these performances, the 44-10 against Milwaukee, the
55 and 17 against Washington. I mean,
I'm like that's an outlier, but like the 20,
he's averaging 33 points a game for this month. That includes a game where he scored one basket.
Right, so 33 and let's give him 13 boards, 33, 33 and about 12 and a half, 13 rebounds for the last month. When you look at that, that's what's so frustrating about him, because it's like, dude, we know you can do this. You're the same guy who did 59 and 20 in New Orleans, and like, what? So it's like the fact that it took your third year with the Lakers, it took LeBron in year 20 whatever, for you to be like, all right, now it's time for me to, tell the guys, hey, get on my back. Get on my back. I'll take us there. That's what's frustrating, because we look at a guy like Giannis. Again, Giannis has never been more skilled than Anthony Davis. He just works harder.
100%.
Right? Giannis can't dribble the ball like AD can. Giannis can't shoot the ball like AD can. Giannis don't have the post game that AD does. But
Giannis is the hardest working player in the NBA, arguably.
You look at Giannis and you see, since he's been in the league, he's a 2-time MVP, back-to-back, DPOY, and he's won the chip. Anthony Davis has nothing but all-star appearances. He has no defensive player of the year. You can argue that he should have at least one by now. He hasn't even been in an MVP conversation. It's like, that's what's frustrating. So it's like they call it, the nicknames they give him, the street clothes, the all that other good. Like, yo, you hear that? So it's like,
I think that's also, they get put in the top 75 team, while other players that they have accomplished more so far in their careers.
Brother, I am not putting. I still don't understand that. I'm not putting you over. I'm not putting you in the top 75 over Dwight Howard, who has a chip and three.
I'm not putting you over Tony Parker. Like, there are a lot of players that we're talking about, but like Anthony Davis has always been talented. Like, the talent has always been there. It's always been his play style, like his impact on the game, his killer instinct. That's what's been missing, and we've been seeing that over the last month or so. I mean, in the month of November, which is a much larger sample size than obviously the 3 games he's played in December, 27 points, 14 rebounds, basically 3 blocks a game. Like, those are some big boy stats, man. Like, he's playing, and it's also been a lot to do with the resurgence of the Lakers. I know they're not still in the playoff hunt, but they're better now than they were at the beginning of the season. That's for sure. Not that saying much at all after they started out as poorly as you could have this season.
But that's the thing though. Like, it's everybody wants to talk about blowing it up. But when you get these guys playing at the level that they have, basically prior to the 3 games they played this month, they went 8-2 before this new stretch, right? They went 8-2. I get it. Everybody wants to clown them. Oh, 3 of those games came against the Spurs. Don't care. You got to play like. You got to play.
They also beat the Wizards. They beat the Bucks.
Beat the Wizards. They beat the Bucks, and they beat Portland.
Yeah, I mean, Portland, when at the time, was in the playoff hunt. They've kind of faltered a little bit here as of late, but the Wizards are sort of like a fringe playoff team. The Bucks are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, and they went toe-to-toe and beat them.
Toe-to-toe.
With Middleton.
with Middleton in his first game back now. When they go back to LA, when they go back to LA, and Middleton got some more some more burn on the tires, then we'll see. But I was like last night was a was unfortunate. Like they what you call it? They like the minute he goes out, they up street clothes strikes again. I'm like, bro, like y'all ain't say nothing the whole month he was killing it. And he didn't even get
I mean, this is the way haters work, though. Like, right?
And he didn't even get hurt. The man was sick.
And like everybody. So everybody wanted to clown the Lakers, right, when they started the season out so poor. But now that they're playing better, like you don't hear a lot of that, do you?
Yeah,
you know what crazy stuff that I see on there, because I'm in a bunch of Facebook basketball groups, and like ever since Anthony Davis has decided all of a sudden he's going to want to play better, like the hate on LeBron, like all the memes where Anthony Davis is carrying LeBron to these games, like dude, LeBron's been incredible this stretch too. Like it's been pretty good.
like that's what's like, right? Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? So it's like LeBron is averaging 26 a game, and it's not being talked about.
No,
it's not being talked about.
And not to mention, like, I've been a major Westbrook hater, right? I've just been that's why I don't think I think he's regressed as a player, but he has his role. He's accepted his role, and he's become so valuable to what they do now, like. That you have to be like, hey, Russell Westbrook, good job, man. Like, kudos to you. You understood who you were as a player, where you are at the point in your career.
I can one top you on that one. Remember how Laker fans, Shannon Sharp, they like, oh, you got to trade Westbrook. You know what they saying now? Yeah. Don't trade Westbrook. Are you serious? So can you imagine if I'm Russell Westbrook and if I'm Anthony Davis? Can you imagine? I'm like, yo, for like a year and a half, y'all talked about trading me and trading this guy. Now y'all want me to stay?
I will say though, before we move on to the other topic here, if that Russell Westbrook trade was on the table for the Bulls, where we have to give up DeMar DeRozan and Vucevic and get 2 first-round picks along with Westbrook, I'm gonna tell you what, man. I think I would do that if I was the Bulls.
I don't know.
The Bulls aren't going anywhere this season. Let's be honest. Let's be like they might as well. They might as well get what they can for like.
Okay, I
don't know.
I'm gonna say that for another day because everybody's saying the Bulls should blow it up, but the Heat are just as bad, and no one's telling the Heat to blow it up. I wonder why. But that's neither here nor there. That's a conversation for another day. Move on.
100%. It might be a conversation for next week. But yeah, the Lakers, like the resurgence has been really nice to see. Like the NBA is just better when the Lakers are good. They're still not in the playoff hunt, but right as of the time of this recording, they're only 3 games back of the Golden State Warriors in the play-in. Actually, 2 games back of the Golden State Warriors in the play-in. They could easily sneak in because I expect Utah to continue to fall. I expect Portland to continue to fall. Mm-hmm. They're right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll revisit the Lakers here in a couple of weeks and see what they're doing. But Anthony Davis, kudos to you. You've really stepped up and played better in a Lakers team that really needs you to play well. So
that they do.
Topic number 2, 8-town tension. So Nate McMillan and Trae Young had an exchange during Friday's shoot-around, a game where they were supposed to play against Denver. Just as a quick backup pack here, Trae Young is currently was nursing a shoulder injury at the time. Nate McMillan was like, hey, we kind of want, if you can play tonight, we're going to have you bring you off the bench. This is what I've heard from the NBA landscape, right? So there's an NBA YouTuber called AM Hoops. He's pretty plugged in. He made a video about this either yesterday or the day before. And he said that, so Nate McMillan was like, hey, you're coming off the rehab. You missed a couple games. We'd like you to come off the bench tonight. Trae Young was so offended that he basically said, no, I'm not doing that. And then he didn't show up to the game, which is extremely rare for a player who's hurt to not show up for home games, like for your home to sit on the bench with your teammates. Trae Young is the leading scorer on the team. Both have sort of tried to downplay the situation in interviews since. Trae Young is playing tonight, and he did play on Monday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. But Trae Young has kind of had he's been coddled so much by Atlanta that I think there's a bigger problem here. He basically got Lloyd Fierce fired. And then when Nate McMillan took this team to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Hawks' hand was kind of forced to re-sign him. So who knows how that would have worked out if it hadn't worked out the way it had. I mean, the tension with John Collins has been well documented and apparent because the Atlanta Hawks have coddled Trae Young, and now he feels like he can just do whatever he wants, especially since had that big breakout game against in the Mecca in Madison Square Garden. So so is this a bigger thing, or do you think there's just a lot of just hoopla? And by the way, if you haven't seen the interview that Trae Young did, I think he came back. I think on Monday he did a press conference with the media, and his answers to some of those questions were just absurd. Like it's just like it reminded me a lot of how Draymond Green handled the whole Jordan Poole stuff. Like, why are you asking me this?
To answer your first question, I think it's somewhere in between. Like, it's definitely something I would keep your eye on, like, because head coach star player relations are different than head coach other player relations, right?
I bet you guy just gave a max extension to, right?
What he did say was the matter was a private matter that he needed to attend to. I don't know if that's cover up for anything else, but I am of the mindset that if a player says something is private, then leave it at that. If he says it's private, then it's private. As the media, it is not your job or your prerogative to find out what said private issue was. That's why the word private is thrown in there. So the reporter that he had to look back and forth with is kind of like, you kind of look at, like, yeah, you can look at Trae Young how you want to. Like, it's like, yo, dude, what is your problem? He's trying to do his job. But at the same time, as the player, you're like, no, I said this is private. Stop asking me about it. Just because you keep asking me about it doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, all right, fine, this is what really happened. Like, no, that's not the issue. Him not attending that game, it must have been a really big issue, like on the personal side. So he claims.
The rumor mill that's cooking up is that Nathan Mill gave him an option, like he could either come off the bench and play off the bench or not show up.
So like, again, like he said, it's a private issue. I don't like that being said, like, I don't think we'll ever really know.
No, 100% not. They're both going to downplay it, especially Nate McMillan. If you want to keep your job, you're for sure not going to push the gravy train on this, because let's be real about this. He would be gone way before Trae Young was.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, it wouldn't be close. By the way, the Hawks are playing right now and losing to the Knicks.
Yeah, they're down 12. I have it on there. 13-11. They're fourth in the East for what it's worth. I'm looking at it. The Knicks are 11-13, which is ninth in the East. So, like, 2 games separates 4 through 9. It looks like, just off looking at these two teams.
The Knicks the Wizards are also 11-13, and the Heat are also 11-14. So all of those teams are kind of bumbled up in the Eastern Conference. But this is a Hawks team that made an all-in move for you to be basically 500 by this point in the season.
And DeJounte Murray is being held out the rest of the game, because I saw he took a shot earlier, and he came down on RJ Barrett's foot, drew a flagrant one on RJ Barrett. I'm pretty sure he could have kept playing, but they're just like, nah. It's December 7th.
Yeah,
it's not worth it, dude. Like, it's really not. Just chill out. Better safe than sorry. John Collins is not playing. Is he hurt? Is John Collins hurt?
I don't know, but he hasn't been good this season either. So
he's also not playing tonight. Like, he's not even on the box score.
Yeah, so I think he might be hurt. I'm gonna double check that right now.
So I don't know, like, if they.
So he's gonna be out another week. He's got left ankle soreness, so he's been out a week.
So
he's gonna miss another week.
You did bring up an interesting point, like the whole coddle thing, because ever since that incident happened, you haven't heard anything about it. Like, you haven't heard anything from the national NBA spotlight. Like, First Take didn't talk about it. Undisputed didn't talk about it. NBA Today might have like touched on it, right? The show on ESPN, like they might have touched on it like the day it happened or the day after. You haven't really heard nothing too much else about it. That's the kind of coddle we talk about with Trae Young, because other stars ain't getting that kind of coddle. And like, can you imagine if Can you imagine if KD didn't show up to a game? They probably still talking about it.
For sure. But yeah, I mean, if you go outside of like the national media and you actually like explore like NBA YouTubers that like all they do is NBA YouTube, like they're like
Yeah.
it's all over the internet. Sporting Logically did a video on it. AM Hoops did a video on it. I'm sure if I were to go check like Jimmer Range, like all those guys who like cover the NBA as YouTubers who do like even more research than the national like the mainstream media half the time, like for real. Like those guys put a lot of work into their stuff.
So it's I do wish we could like I applaud the reporters for asking the tough questions because that is like, hey, Trae Young, you missed the game Monday. Like we heard this, we just want to confirm with you what we heard. Oh well, that's a personal it's a personal matter. I wish it's a private issue. I wish private things would stay private. I will like it doesn't help that the reporters feel like they're getting fed a bunch of word soup and you're not saying anything, like you're just trying to talk around the question.
It's true. I mean, it would have been easier just to just like if you address this in like, hey, I wasn't healthy enough to be at the game. Like, you know, Nate McMillan was like, hey, like if you don't think you're healthy enough to start, you can either come off the bench or
not
like,
play.
I just think it was like one of those situations that like the lack of answering questions made it worse than it actually was.
Absolutely. So like because it's like you said, like if he answers it like this, like, all right, so y'all know I hurt my shoulder. I've been dealing with that for a while. Coach gave me a choice of either play them. If I'm healthy enough to play tonight, I can play. If not, don't come off don't play at all.
Work on your treatment. Like I was just focused on my treatment. I wasn't worried about. That's why I wasn't at the game. Like it's an easy conversation.
It's an easy no conversation. Oh, it's like he decided to rehab his shoulder and get that better to come then. Oh, I'm just gonna miss the game. Oh, it's a private. It's like because like when you say it's a private issue, that allows the media and everybody else
to start.
Exactly, and it allows other narratives to be created.
But yeah, Atlanta, I think they probably thought they'd be better than this at this point in the season. Like them to being like the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference and barely above 500. I do not think that's what they intended on when they traded for DeJounte Murray and pushed all their chips in the middle. We'll continue to monitor this Hawks situation. We'll continue to see what goes on with that. And let's move on to the new NBA award, the Maurice Podoloff Award trophy.
Yes.
It is awarded to the team with the best record in the league after 82 games. The trophy is actually named after the very first commissioner of the NBA. If you did not know who Maurice Podoloff was, that's who he is. First commissioner of the NBA. Some of the fun things is the crystal ball is on top of the trophy. It is cut into 82 panels to represent, obviously, the 82 games of the NBA season.
Okay, that's pretty dope. Like the design's pretty dope.
Yeah, the pedestal that combines the structure of the Eastern Conference posts. So, like the Eastern Conference trophy that you get has the post of the Eastern Conference trophy with the rings of the Western Conference trophy when you win the conference in the playoffs. The design of the trophy is actually super fire. Like it looks awesome.
Yeah, the design of the trophy is fine.
It's amazing.
I just don't like it. Like I don't like the award in itself. Like it's stupid, it's dumb, it's probably worse than the conference final MVP.
It 100%
it 100% is worse. What am I saying? It is 100%
way worse.
It is 100% worse than the conference final MVP. Like that's just like because what does this award indicate? All right, so. We won the Maurice Podoloff trophy. Like who's gonna put that in there? We had the best record in the league. Like who cares?
It's true,
like seriously, who cares? What good is the best record in the league if you can't?
Let's just rip through some history real quick, as long as we're going back to the last time a team had their best record in the NBA and won the championship. Do you know when that was?
The best team in the league and won the chip.
Mm-hmm. Best record in the NBA and also won the championship the same season.
Is it one of those LeBron Heat teams?
It is not. It's more recent than that. It's more recent than that, actually. It's the 16-17 Warriors, that first team that had Kevin Durant. They had the best record in the NBA, and they won the title. Before that, it was the Golden State Warriors 2014-2015, the Spurs 2013, 2014. The Heat. So 3 years in a row, basically, they won. It happened. And then since then, Houston not win a ship. Milwaukee Bucks didn't win the championship that season. Milwaukee Bucks didn't win the season that year. Utah Jazz 2 seasons ago. No. Phoenix Suns last season. Golden State, the 73 and 9 team.
73 and 9.
The Chicago Bulls had 2 seasons in a row where they had the best record in the NBA. Didn't win the title. Cleveland Cavaliers, the Dallas Mavericks, Detroit Pistons, Phoenix Suns, Indiana Pacers, Kings.
So the question I really have is, what goes into creating an award, basically? So like in the last,
I think the NBA just has stupid money, and they're just like, what? We're just
in the last 2 years, we've had 2 awards created, right? The Conference Finals Award, I'm counting that as one award because I understand it's 2 trophies, but it's one award, right? It's one award. And now this. So like I really want to know what's next. Like what's next?
They've also redesigned a bunch of their trophies.
Which I don't have an issue. I don't have an issue with that. So like what's that? We're gonna give awards out to the top assistant. We're gonna assistant coach of the year.
They have a brand new sportsmanship award. I don't think that's new. I think that's a new award, sportsmanship award.
I think that's always been a thing. I just think they maybe like redesigned.
I think they may have brought it back. I don't think they used to give it out like all.
So it's like I'm serious. Like, what's next? Assistant Coach of the Year award, Assistant GM of the Year award. Like what's next? Like seriously, what's next?
I do think the gesture about naming this award after somebody that nobody knows, I think is a nice gesture. It's like a nice toss back to the history of the league. Because when I first looked, I was like Maurice Podoloff. I'm like, I have no idea.
It's like who's that?
Like, who is that guy?
It's definitely that. It's like, all right, who is this? Let me find out who this guy is and why award is named after him. And then you find out it's like, oh, that's cool. That's pretty.
Him.
So it's like I don't know, man. Like it just feels watered down.
It just seems one of those frivolous awards that people like. Would you even hang that in your trophy case if you're like, let's say you're the Boston Celtics and you have the best record in the NBA, which they currently do right now, and you don't win a title? Are you going to be hanging that regular season, like that number of most wins in the regular season trophy anywhere in your trophy case? I mean, it might
if
be
I
somewhere
don't win
in the back.
No, if I don't win a title, no. If I win the title. If I get that award and I win the title, you best believe it's gonna be sitting right next to the Larry O'Brien and all that other stuff. Like it's gonna be sitting next to that. It's gonna be sitting next to the Eastern Conference, trophy. Like it's all gonna be on that top shelf. It's gonna be right there. But if I get that award and I don't win the chip, I don't want to see that. I don't even want the what you call it, the trophy presentation. I don't even want that.
I think that's the worst part of it. Like, can you imagine let's say somebody has the best record in the NBA and then they get swept in the playoffs, right? Like in the first.
So it's like I understand we like. Can you imagine the speech? It's like, yeah, we had the best record, but I wish we could have. Like, I wish we could have brought home a different trophy.
So, it would be extremely awkward. But the NBA just is printing money right now, and I don't necessarily hate the design of the award. And I think giving back to Maurice Podoloff, but just stop it with these awards. Like the NBA has enough awards. Like I know, like donate the money to charity. Like I just don't like. What are we gonna do?
Like do some. I don't know. Like do something like double not reinvest, but like. Help continue to grow the G League or something. Like I don't know.
I would rather see like comeback player of the year or something.
Yes.
Like I think that would be like if that award like I would rather, like why is that not a thing? I know it used to be until like the 80s or something. They used to give out a comeback player of the year, but bring that back. I would rather see that than this.
I would definitely rather see comeback player of the year award in the NBA.
But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about the new trophy? What do you think about the Anthony Davis Resurgence? What do you think about the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young, Nate McMillan situation as we begin to wrap up our show with the way we wrap up every show when it comes to the crossover? GOAT talk. If you couldn't spell, go talk. That's what we're going. We're going to give some shine on some players that don't normally get the shine that they deserve. So let's roll, TJ.
All
TJ's got
right.
the GOAT talk today. I'm going to be the one guessing and making the choice between the two players. So let's roll.
Player 1 was drafted 23rd overall in 1985.
Oh, God.
1985. Yeah. Went to Oregon State.
None of us were even alive.
No, none of us were alive. No.
All right.
Played
Oregon.
in no particular order. Played for the Heat, Mavs, Suns, Lakers. Played from 85 to 2001. Was a 3-time champion. One-time All-Star, one-time All Defensive Second Team. Some college stuff. He was Pac-10. This is when they was a Pac-10. Remember they were the Pac-10 for a minute? They were the Pac-10 Player of the Year. And his number is retired by Oregon State. Numbers: 12,331. That's 10 points a game. 9,473 rebounds. That's 7.4 rebounds a game. And 1,033 steals. That's just under one steal a game for his career. Also, just to throw something else in there, he is. He holds the NBA record for consecutive regular season games played with 1,192.
I thought Andre Miller had that record.
No. Most consecutive games played.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Andre Miller has that record now.
I'm reading right. He holds a National Basketball Association record for most consecutive regular season games played.
All right, so this guy
1,192.
So he was on the Laker three-peat.
He was on the Laker three-peat.
It's not like Rick Fox. Is it Rick Fox?
Well, it wasn't a three-peat with the Lakers. It was a back-to-back, and then the year 2000.
He said he was a 3-time champ. Oh, okay. Rick Fox? No, it can't be Rick Fox.
It's not Rick Fox. Rick Fox didn't go to Oregon State.
What position did he play?
This player was a forward. I also didn't realize he was this tall. God damn. He's 6'9".
Is it Grant? Not Grant. No, he wasn't on those Laker teams. Not Horace Grant, his brother, or whatever their relationship was.
No, it's not.
I don't know who this is.
This is AC Green.
Okay. All right, AC Green. All right, I should have gotten that one.
So yeah, this is AC. So I think before he had that game, that consecutive game record, I think Robert Parrish had that record before AC Green came along. And because I think during the Celtics, I don't think Robert Parrish missed too many games, if any. And Robert Parrish also played for the Bulls for a little minute. But I have to look up Robert Parrish's. I have to look up his numbers. So yeah, player 1 is AC Green. Player 2 played from 93 to 08. So both these players got longevity like no other.
15 years, 16 years for the other guy.
Was the 24th overall pick in 93 out of Florida State. No particular order. Played for the Suns, the Mavs, the Nets, the Bucks, Minnesota, the Clippers, the Celtics, and the Rockets.
Give me that one more time. Rockets. Sun, Mavs, Nets, Bucks, Rockets.
Timberwolves, Clippers.
Okay.
Is also a 3-time NBA champion. One-time All-Star in 2004. All-NBA second team in 2004. His number, it says honored by the Florida State Seminoles, but I don't know if honored necessarily means retired, but they did something for him. So numbers 15.
How did he get 3 titles? It's Suns, Mavericks, Nets, Bucks, Rockets, Timberwolves, Clippers.
He's like, how did he get 3 titles?
Am I missing a team? Suns, okay. Mavericks, Nets, Bucks, Rockets, Timberwolves, Clippers.
Did you say the Celtics?
No, I didn't. But that still doesn't equal 3. The Mavericks and the Mavericks and the Celtics, the only team that won a title between. Oh, the Rockets. Duh. Okay, so he only was on one of those Rockets teams. So I don't know. Okay, never mind.
So numbers 15,635 points. That's 15.7 or 16 a game. 3,221 rebounds. That's 3.2 rebounds a game. And 5,939 assists, six assists a game.
Okay. So I'm assuming that he started on the Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
So is this what's his name? What's the dude's name who left during that second championship? I don't know where he played after that, but you got another hint for me? One more?
No. That's pretty much it.
What position did he play?
He's a guard.
Guard. Yeah, I'm not sure who this is. Who is it?
Player 2 is Sam Cassell.
Sam Cassell. Okay. So he won his rings with the Celtics and the Rockets.
Yes, all 3.
Yeah.
So he was on the Rockets repeat. Then he didn't win his last ring until 2008, which he wasn't.
Celtics team.
Which he really wasn't a factor.
Yeah, like for sure wasn't.
2008, he played in 17 games. In the playoffs, he played all 21, but he like 4.5 points a game. That was literally just like spell minutes for like Rondo or somebody. Yeah, somebody
like something like that. Because I don't think Sam Cassell was playing a lot of defense in those days. I don't know. This is tough because AC Green, more of a defensive player. Sam Cassell obviously gave it to you on the offensive end. I will go Sam Cassell, but I think this is one of those ones where I think it's like a coin flip. Like I don't think you can go wrong with either of those guys' careers.
So the thing with AC Green is, again, over 1,100 games straight played before you missed a game. All right, like that. So I'm looking at that, and it's like 80. So his rookie year, 85, 86, right? 82 games played, 79, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 82, 83, weird, 82, 50, 82, 82. I think I think
that one season was like a lockout season.
No, I think he was like traded mid-season, and I don't know. It's weird. Why is that 83? Oh, due to mid-season trade.
I could have sworn Andre Miller had this record. What is the Andre Miller record?
I don't know, but you said it the other day, but it's not this. I think he had like the active record, like the active Iron Man record, but 1,100 games. That's a lot of games.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Huh. I don't honestly know. It's one of the, I could have sworn that's the record he held, but I guess not. I mean, who knows? I mean, but yeah, I'll go AC. I'll go AC Green. I just think he was that Iron Man that Iron Man thing is. I think it was, you swayed me. You swayed me with the Iron Man thing. Like that's pretty damn impressive.
Right? Like that's, and to think about like he played in the league where obviously it was 10 times more physical than what it is today. You getting thrown, you getting thrown to the ground like no other. You again, I swear to God, I didn't know AC Green was this tall. Like I said, buddy 6'9". I did not know AC Green was that tall. I could have sworn he was like every bit like 6'5", 6'6". No, AC Green was 6'9". I also think what kind of hurt him. So Robert Parrish is the all-time leader in games played, like all together. Just game. He played in 1,611 games. But that's over the course of 21 years. Like Jesus, like God, Jesus Christ!
I mean, that is an impressive streak, and one that will never be broken for sure.
I don't see anyone playing 1,600 games no time soon. No,
me either, for real. But yeah, that's been our Go Talk. Let us know who you take in the comments section. AC Green versus Sam Cassell. I've been swayed with AC Green and the Iron Man thing, Iron Man award. So good for him. But yeah, I've been David Huffman. Right there's Mr. TJ Hopkins. And TJ, what we do here on the Prime, my friend?
We bring the heat.
Yes, sir. And we'll be back here tomorrow doing our Games of the Week show. So keep it out for that content. Also, if you hadn't had a chance to watch our Fantasy Football Weekly show, check that out. It's on our YouTube, Twitter, and our Twitch page. So keep checking that stuff out. Please like, share, and subscribe. TJ, I will see you later, man. You have a good night. I'm going to go eat some dinner now, man.
Yeah, go get something to eat. I'm chilling.
Peace, brother.